As things progress, how do you feel like as this camp continues, like as far as the work you've been putting in?
So I feel from the beginning, we've been running these calls since the spring, so still learning the calls, knowing my leverage, knowing where I should be on different coverages, knowing where my hope is at. And overall, as the camp goes on, just picking up more and more as we add in new calls to be able to play as fast as I can.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've kind of grown, the biggest area that you've grown in during this session?
This period of camp, I went to focus on my press because I felt like it needed to be better. So I focused on my press, and I felt that it's gotten better as time went on.
What's the transition been like in the spring? You guys were kind of putting it together with the new system. How much has the transition gone to now being able, like you said, putting in extra stuff? Right. The basics are now.
So in the spring, it was a lot of base calls. We're not getting that many motions or formations, but as camp gets around, season coming up, teams go motion. So we need to start making the adjustments, different checks for the call that's being made. So that's pretty much what camp has been focused about, all the different motions, different checks, and different formations, different ways we could play it.
And along those same lines, how has it helped to see the offense? Because I know they use a lot of motion themselves. Is that going to help to prepare y'all?
We have a really good offense with the motion. They've motioned almost every play, so check the read if it's man or in zone. So with our offense, it's best to work on the checks because they move around a lot of different pieces, and that helps us with different teams that we play that also motion will be already prepared because we see it at practice every day.
When you look at your background to get here and being a walk-on coming here, battling through injuries and stuff, through those years, what have you learned about yourself, or how has that kind of shaped you in the way you handle the game or challenges or appreciate things or whatever it may be?
Pretty much I take it as you can't take everything for granted because to come from how I started, it's like not everybody even got that chance. So I knew I had the chance to do that. So I was like, I know there's people back at home that would rather be in the position I'm in. So that's why there's no stopping. You got to keep going every chance you get.
What are the leaders in the secondary, the guys, T-Lou and those who have been there for a while? How do they help you all kind of, especially with the new system?
It's the communication is the most important part. When you got the leaders like T-Lou, Key Martin over there communicating across the field and getting ready for the different checks that's coming up, it makes your job a lot easier.
We're still a couple weeks away from it. I don't know if we'll talk to you again, and you and your brother will see each other here in a few weeks. How much have y'all talked about that this offseason?
Man, me and my brother have been talking about playing each other since he got to Tulane. I said, we're going to get a game. And then after we win the game, the outcome, like, you could brag for the rest of your life. You can't take it back.
How do you approach that? I mean, especially with him, obviously, in that relationship, but I'm sure you know a lot of guys that are on the scrambler roster and stuff like that in terms of, how long do we talk before we're like, all right, let's leave each other alone for a couple of days?
We could do all the chirping till it's the game week. Once it's game week, it's done. After that, you got to show it on the field.
Does it just add even more to the hype and stuff like that, more to the kind of the eagerness to kind of get out on the field?
And it's going to be a great atmosphere out there, so everybody's going to be on the top of their A game.
So for you, what progress do you feel like you made last year, and then what's the next step for you this year?
So last year I just got put in the game, started learning how in-game real speed is, and now this year it's like, all right, I know the feeling of the game, I know how fast it's played, and from there just being able to read my keys and play as fast as I can.
Do you it's never been all that important. It seems like we're just going to have a quote unquote number one receiver. Do you feel like you can be that guy this year? And what does that even mean to you? To be a number one receiver. I'm sorry. For you with injuries that you had last year, when did you feel like you were back to where you were?
Pretty much with the injuries, I've tried to stay on top of it, even when I'm healthy right now. So I try to stay on top of the injuries. And last year, back to really after the season, once I had that break off, I was able to focus on healing up my body and was able to be back. By the time January came, I was back to full speed.
The depth at that position this year, it seems like, what are you seeing in practice there?
Oh, we got great corner depth from what I see is that we've started to gain some young guys like Lorenzo DeBose and Avery Demery, Jeremiah Moses. All of them have been practicing at real good. So we have depth at the corner position.
To get healthy this year, is that something you plan for the whole off season, or what is that involve?
I've just been taking care of my body every day, and that's the only way to. Like, freak accidents happen, but besides that, all the small muscle tissue tears, you could control that. And I've just been taking my time in the cold tub, massage gun, rolling my legs out, just doing everything I can to keep my body in shape.
Is there a part of you that you kind of like have to shut down of like not being too hesitant or too tentative, lest something could happen? Like, how does the mindset kind of work?
Right. So, after injury, everybody says like, if I run too fast, I might hurt it again, but I haven't really thought about it like that. I've just been able to just go out and play as fast as I can, and so far nothing really has happened when I've done it.
The young group that you mentioned is coming on strong. What has caught your attention most about them, or stood out most about what you've seen in their development?
Their technique and knowing the plays, it's gotten a lot better than it was the years before. So once you see them knowing the plays, their technique being good, it's like, all right, they could play. They could be thrown in the game.
Are you playing the same spot, or are you playing both cornerback spots this year?
So this defense switched around to there is no switching sides, field, and boundary. So every corner has been told to learn the field and the boundary regardless of what side the ball is on.